If you want to create music, I think this is a great way to have that system built around you to foster your creativity and create music around some awesome creative people as well. Hello, everybody. My name is Timothy Allen. My artist name is Maple Colossus, and I'm from the East Coast originally, but I am living in Los Angeles currently. My situation was me taking music. I have a percussion background, and it was mainly just focusing on that, playing drums in my free time to my favorite bands and just learning songs from there. And after moving out to Los Angeles, I've been playing in a band as well. But I've always had this knack in the back of my head telling me that I should make music for myself as well, because it's always been a passion of mine. And before joining this music program, it's been something I've dabbled in with a few programs here and there for free on my phone, but never really took it too seriously. I started to experiment more with creating music during COVID when we all had a lot more free time. And, it was just a thing to pass the time, really. But as the years went on and I continued doing my day job, it just felt like it was something that was missing, and not having it around created this disconnect in my brain and in my body, where my body was telling me, I don't want to do too much of the hard work and figure out what I need to do and all the skills that I need to acquire to make music and become a composer and make awesome stuff. But my heart and my brain were telling me that I've been interested in it before. I've been doing it on the side through making drum covers and some stuff here and there, and that I should really do it because it's something that I've denied for a while, and I just needed to give myself permission to finally do it. I would say it was a mixture of things. It's on one hand the access. Since I come from a percussion background, I didn't learn a ton outside of a little bit of piano. So I felt there was a big skill ceiling that I needed to achieve there, as well as the technical equipment that I couldn't afford when I was a lot younger. And I just had other life events throughout high school into college that I put more focus in, and that I wish that music fit a little bit more into my life looking back, but it is what it is. And just learning from that past and wanting to change my life for the future really jump-started me into starting the program and actually taking it to the next level. To me, it felt like I wasn't exactly living the life that I wanted for myself 100%. And I think the way that translated to other people is that I just didn't have a huge career aspiration going through life. I finished college, got my degree, and then was just like, yeah, this is my day job. And I would hear other people being like, man, I love my job. I love what I do. Everything's great. Or they're like, hey, my day job's my day job, but I have this other thing that I really love to do with my free time. And that's something that I didn't personally have as clearly defined for myself as I felt like my friends and other people around me seemed to have. And so that disconnect, I think, translated into the energy I was giving to everybody else. Was just like, Tim likes hanging out with his friends. He likes video games. He kind of likes his job and likes to play drums at home when he can. And that was the identity I built around myself. But deep down, I knew that I wanted something more musically, artistically expression for myself that I could put out there that other people could enjoy. My friends could also see and be like, whoa, that's really cool that you're doing that. I think I just found it on social media. I think it was just one of those things that pops up. It was either on, I think it was Instagram. It just came up when I was scrolling through friends' stories, and I was like, oh, this seems really interesting. I hadn't seen too many other music course ads thrown my way. I've done a little bit of research on the side, but getting to see a little bit more through the advertisement that I saw on social media piqued my interest for sure. I've been thinking it's been wonderful. I think it's all the stuff that I felt like I was lacking in terms of accountability for myself, having other people in the space that you can work alongside with, get to see, get inspired by, has the technology built into it. The programs were already there for me, ready to go. There was also the timeline factor, making up for the lost time, like I said, feeling like it's something I should have done a long time ago. I think the program really helped in kickstarting and setting these goals, so that way I'm always leveling up each week. It seemed like it was never something it was self-directed, but it didn't allow me to fall into my past beliefs about myself or my past routines of, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. It was like, oh, I got to get this done because we're going to meet next week. And I want to be able to say that I've hit the non-negotiables that I've set for myself. And like it taught me to get out of my comfort zone, set new routines for myself, and do something that has a little bit of mid to delayed gratification that I can be proud of. I think it's given me a good direction in life. Like, I think it's given me something to strive for that isn't just like a quick dopamine hit of, oh, I'll just spend my time playing my favorite video games. Like, it's good in the moment. And then after the week's over, I'm like, oh, all I did was do the things that are easy and are quick gratification hits. So having something that's a bit more delayed, a bit more intentional, aligned with my values and what I wanted to see in myself change, I think just compounded into creating a new life for myself, basically. And seeing that change even from a few months ago now is like night and day. And it's super awesome. And I can be proud of myself to see where I've been and what I've done. So it's been awesome. I had maybe doubts that it wouldn't feel as productive isn't the exact right term. It wouldn't feel as like the goals that I'm setting for myself internally wouldn't exactly be met, or there wouldn't be enough help from the community or through your coaching that would get me to fully understand what it is that I'm after, how to execute it, and then what the outcomes are for the program itself. And then after talking with you during the first couple of interviews, like it was immediately like swayed, and I had no doubts after that. But just seeing an ad of create music and this is the course for you, you always have some doubts of, is this really going to work for me? Is it going to like, am I just going to fall back into old habits and drop it after a while? But I think for me, what helped was a lot of that accountability, having a community to fall back on, and just being inspired by everybody else making awesome music. It helped keep me motivated on the right track to actually see this out. So those doubts were definitely quickly subdued. I resonated with the first advertisement, and then I stuck around for the free hour-long sessions where we went over very basic stuff, but it gave a really good umbrella understanding of what the program was all about. And after delving into it a little bit without spending time or money or anything on it, it just gave me an easy gateway to understand what this program's about and if it really felt like it was for me or not. And like I said, it immediately quelled all the doubts that I had of if this would really work out for me. And I just stuck to my gut instinct of feeling like this was the right thing for me. And it turned out to be exactly what I thought it would. Now I've released my first piece of music, which is super exciting. First piece of video game music, let's go. Not on just a little free mobile app. It sounds legit. It's awesome. It's been listened to by so many people in the community. It's just got the quality that I was looking for and what I can imagine the music that I make in my head sounds like. And that's just like a super awesome feeling to have. Yeah, can't wait for many more. It's awesome. It just makes you feel like proud of yourself. It feels, yes, I could do it. But going through making a song from start to finish was like such a daunting thing in my head where I don't have all the information. I had no idea what it was to construct a good melody. I had very basic music theory, but going through the program, like certain things just clicked for me through the process where I was like, oh, okay, this is how this works. There's a little bit of magic that happens, but there is a system that I could follow that I wasn't aware of before. And then going through from start to finish, it was just super, super awesome to see that I can do that for myself and create the music that I wanted to create. Drums can be like a logical sort of system at least in my head. I have a math teacher for a dad, so I have a very like mathematical background. I think drums for me was a perfect balance between art, creative expression, but also having a system to follow worked for my brain. I think when it came to creating music, the lock that wasn't unlocked in my head was like, how does the rest of a song work? Like, how do you know how to make a good melody? Like, hearing my favorite bands or even the band that I'm in currently, I always wonder, like, how do singer-songwriters just create songs? Like, how do they create a lyric or a riff or a melody and be like, yeah, I can turn this into a song. That's easy. So the magic for me going through this process was understanding kind of the underlying philosophies, systems of, okay, this is how typically melodies are formed every so often to create tension and resolution. This is how you do it, but it's still based in creative expression, which is also just super awesome. It's not like this is exactly what you do, but these are the sort of frameworks that you can work within, and you can bend and break the rules as you see fit. So that unlocking moment for me, especially with the first piece of music that I created, was understanding the melodic idea and how that can turn into something that sounds successful, has the right amount of variation, a lot of contrasting rhythms, and how to create chords underneath it that fit with the storytelling of the melody. That was the magic for me, at least. Like once that unlocked, and then we put it into our DAW programs and started layering other instruments underneath it, that felt a lot easier and understandable for me. So it was just those like kind of key pieces that I've never experienced before, that once we got under the hood a little bit, it was awesome to see that unlock for myself and see the potential of song creating that I could make. Creating, understanding how songs are created, what makes songs a little bit more successful in other ways, what systems are being used or formulas, and how I can recreate that and shape it into what I want to express with my music. I think that's like super, super awesome that I can understand things on a deeper level more than just, oh, I know what key this song is in. Like I can understand, oh, the melody in the first phrase is ending on the 3 or the 5. So that way it has a lot more resolution. And yeah, it's all that fun stuff that I love getting into the weeds with. So that's been really awesome. I've only shared that I'm starting to make music with a handful of people, but I think I've just gotten like great positive feedback that they're just like, that's awesome, or that makes total sense that you would try your hand out on making video game music in general. And it's impacted my life very positively. I feel a lot more aligned with what I want to do in my life. And I think that kind of radiates out to everyone else around me, that they can see it, that I'm just not at odds with my body and my mind. And I'm a lot more just comfortable, happy, feeling like I'm getting that freedom of expression that I wanted outside of my day job. And I think it's just been a little infectious with everyone else around me. So yeah, I think it's been positive impact on everyone else. I would ask the person who's listening to this, what is it that you're really after? Is it the freedom of expression? Is it that you just want to get away from a job that maybe is taking up too much of your time and you feel like there's, too much going on, there's too much to figure out when it comes to creating music, but you know that you want to create music? I think understanding yourself is a great first step in figuring out what you want to do. And if you've come to the conclusion that making music is something that you're really after and would make you feel like you're more in line with yourself, I think this program has been really helpful for me in fast tracking, keeping accountability for myself to make sure I'm sticking with it and not just having shiny object syndrome and being like, ooh, I get someone to teach me how to make music. And then a month later be like, oh, this isn't as fun as it used to be because it's not as new. But if it's really something that you're after to your core, I think it circumvents shiny object syndrome, at least for me, where I can fall back and say, I am a musician. I don't want to be a musician. I am a musician. So I have to follow through and keep that identity intact, or else you're just going to fall back on being like, my day job isn't as fun and there's no other way that I express myself creatively. And so to anyone watching, I'd say seriously have that hard talk with yourself, look inward. And if you want to create music, I think this is a great way to have that system built around you to foster your creativity and create music around some awesome creative people as well. There's so much value in finding education online for free as well, but I think there's a lot to be said about, if you know where you want to go and you want to stick with it, having someone that can coach you along the way, so that way you don't have to spend years figuring out what it is that you're doing wrong. And this comes also from a personal experience of playing drums. I kind of learned solo outside of drumline and marching band, but I made a lot of mistakes of technique and having to listen to so many songs to figure out like what are things that are happening in a song. Having someone there to just be cut that time in a tenth and be like, this is what's going on. This is how you create it. If you want to change it, this is how you would also maybe want to experiment. For me, I think it's kind of a tie. I think the time saving aspect of having you as a coach and having weekly check-ins has been phenomenal for just like seeing exponential growth and like starting from basic music theory 101 first book and thinking, oh God, this is a big book. This is going to take like weeks to do. And you're like, I think you can knock out half the book in a week. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm knocking out half the week or half the book in a week. And then I ended up doing it. So it's been awesome to just have someone there to coach you and push what you think is possible for yourself to just get you on your timeline even faster is really great for me as someone that's trying to catch up a little bit on time. And then secondly, I think just being in a community of other awesome musicians and you get to learn from them, hear their music in the community posts and seeing other wins that people are doing in the same courses as you inspires me to just keep going and just keep reaching out and seeing what other cool stuff people are making, because it inspires me every day to pick up a laptop and keep making awesome music. I know that a big obstacle for a lot of people can be the technological stuff that you might not have access to or the things that you don't know you need. And that's just been like another magic moment for me, I guess, to highlight is having DIY free programs with not so great instrument packs and sounds, and then juxtaposing that with actual VSTs that are like studio grade recorded instruments is just like, it's like when you upgrade, again, drum analogy, from your first like $300 kit that's just like bare bones sticks, cymbals, drum heads that sound very bad. And then you get like your first nice cymbal and you're like, oh, this is money. This is what it's about. That upgrade I definitely felt when joining the group is just having those instruments to play with and just being blown away every time where I'm like, let me load in this instrument and see what it sounds like. I'm like, this sounds amazing. Like this is just so cool. So just another magic moment for me of being able to work with high studio quality grade instruments has also just inspired me to keep going, because without it, I've done it without it, and it's proven that I still like making music. But being able to just be like proud of the sound that comes out, you're just like, that's awesome. And creating your first release and seeing it be put out into the world and being legit is just feeling like no other.